Okay, today we're going to go back and look again at the kind of detective skills that we need to figure out the area and the perimeter of a composite shape. Remember, a composite shape is a shape that you really don't have a formula for all by itself. You have to use other formulas and put them together. Now this is fairly straightforward. If we wanted to find the area, we'd simply multiply 8 times 6 to get this rectangle, 4 times 6 to get this rectangle, but we still have to figure out this side. All right, that's going to require some detective work. But before we do that, let's talk about the perimeter. Perimeter, remember, we want to add up and we want to do it very carefully, marking them off as we go. So this would be 8, and then writing the numbers so that we can just add them up on our calculator. This one would be 12, this side would be 6, this side is 4, this side is 3, 2, 5, and 6. And we're going to count up the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there's 8 numbers, so we know we've got that right. And then we just add them up, and that gives us a perimeter of 46. Unfortunately, we're not usually going to get problems that are quite that easy. A lot of times, what's going to happen is we'll look at a problem like this, and because we want you to think a little bit more, we might take this number off. We might say they should be able to get that number on their own, and let's make them do some of the dividing up. Right? So now if I gave you this, you're going to have to figure out the missing sides and the area and perimeter of this shape. So let's look first. Let's look at the clues. Well, we know this side is 6, and if we divide this up into another rectangle, we know that this side of that rectangle is 6. And since we've already used up 3, that means that the bottom is also 3. Now we can divide this into another rectangle. This side is 3, that means that side is 3. And since we know this side is 8, because opposite sides of a rectangle are congruent, and we've used up 3, we know this side is 5. Now let's see if we can figure out this. Remember, this we knew was 2 before. How can we figure that out? Well, we look at our other rectangles that we've drawn now. This is 6, and this one is 4. Well, that adds up to 10, and the whole side is 12, so we know that the missing part is 2, and that means we know that this part is 2. That gives us all the numbers we need to find area and perimeter. Now we can go ahead and find the area. Perimeter will be just the same as before. Area will be 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 4 is 24. 2 times 3 is 6. Very carefully, write them down and add them up, and you'll get an area of 78 square units. Okay, here's the problem I want you to do tonight. Right, here we have a shape that's pretty clearly made up of one rectangle and one semicircle. Now, I've only given you 2 dimensions. Okay, what do you know? Well, you know if you divide it into a rectangle and a semicircle that the opposite sides of the rectangle are congruent, which means this side up here is also 6. Well, how does that help? It helps because 6 is the diameter of the circle. Remember, you need the radius of the circle to find the area and the perimeter, and the radius is going to be half of the diameter. So your question that I want you to do tonight, hand in to me tomorrow, is what is the area and perimeter of this shape? Here are the formulas you need. Area of a rectangle is length times width. Area of a circle is pi r squared. And the circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. Remember, though, you only have a semicircle.